it's Dr. Hannah with this week's Hot Topic. Today I want to talk to you about FODMAPs. Now, food's a common trigger of the digestive system, so there's certain foods that dramatically improve symptoms in sensitive people. So today I'm going to talk a little bit more about IBS, or people who have it. Now, in particular, a diet low in fermentable carbs, known as FODMAPs, is clinically recommended for management of the irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS, as most people know it as. And these symptoms are more so like bloating, gas, and stomach pains. So FODMAP stands for fermentable oligomonosaccharides and polyols. Now, the main dietary source of these four groups include, so the first one is the oligosaccharides, which are more wheat and rye, legumes, various fruits and vegetables such as garlic and onions. Disaccharides, or mostly milk, yogurt, and soft cheese, which is more lactose, is the main carb within those disaccharides. Then you have the monosaccharides, which are various fruits such as figs and mangoes, and some sweeteners such as honey and agave nectar. And fructose there is the main carb. And then you have your polyols, which are certain fruits and vegetables, which include blackberries and lychees, which are some low-calorie sweeteners, just like sugar-free gum, anything like that. So those are kind of the main four groups that make up this FODMAPs. Now, the benefit of a low FODMAP diet, you're like, okay, well, why would I do that? So there's two main reasons on why you do this. So one, the big thing is it reduces your digestive symptoms when it's causing irritation, just like the IBS. So if you can have a wide variety of like stomach pain, bloating, reflux, flatulence, bowel urgency. So obviously stomach pain is the major hallmark of this condition, and bloating's been found about 80% of the time with IBS. So fortunately, both the stomach pain and the bloating have been shown to significantly decrease if you have a LOD FODMAP diet. So that's the main reason why you would actually follow something like this. You try to avoid some of those foods, is to decrease that sensitivity that you have in your stomach, because it can be quite painful. And then the second thing, because this food sensitivity has all those symptoms, you can actually have an increased quality of life of people with IBS if they follow this low FODMAP diet. So you're not having all these symptoms. You feel better, you want to go out and do things, you just want to do things because you don't necessarily have to run to the bathroom. So luckily, it's actually showed that this can improve your overall health quality, and it can give you a little bit more energy, and you just feel better. So those are the two main reasons why you potentially do it. Now, who should do this? Not everybody should do it. So it's typically only recommended for people who have actually been diagnosed with IBS. And if you don't have it and you want to follow this, it can actually do more harm than good, because your body needs a couple more things. So the FODMAPs, they're mostly prebiotics, so they support the growth of good gut health. So if you kind of eat and eliminate some of those foods that are going to create that good gut health and the good bacteria in your gut, it's not going to be good for you. So really you should only do this diet if you have IBS. So if you're not sure, here are some of the symptoms that you have. So you have the ongoing symptoms that you're chronically eating. You haven't responded to stress management strategies, or you haven't responded to that first line dietary advice like restricting, limiting alcohol, caffeine, spicy foods, and other common trigger foods that you might think, oh, I might have a food sensitivity. So really those are the only time that you probably should look at something like this. And then lastly, how would you follow this diet? So it comes in 3 stages. So the first stage, just like any other food sensitivity or elimination diet, you want to eliminate foods. So you need to take away all these foods that are potentially causing some issues. So this first stage should really only last about 3 to 8 weeks. Not very long, and then you want to reintroduce certain foods slowly. So this would be stage 2. When you reintroduce foods slowly like this, it's going to help you identify which of these foods, so the FODMAPs, that you should tolerate, and then see which ones you're sensitive to. So that way you can actually see, okay, this isn't bothering me and this one is, or just avoid them all if they're all bothering you. And then stage 3 is more personalization, so you can figure out exactly what foods are causing some issues, what aren't, and then modify your diet. So if you definitely have a restriction, like for example, a couple of videos I talked about chicken and coffee were my main things, and and eggs, which are super weird. But since I've avoided it in the last couple of weeks, I've actually felt a lot better. So definitely personalization and modifications in your diet are super, super huge. So that's kind of the big thing. So this was just a rundown of this low mod diet that is becoming more popular. But really the big takeaway from all this is don't do it unless you actually have been diagnosed with IBS or you're having these reoccurring symptoms and you just don't know what to do. And you've tried all the other things and it's just not working. If you're looking for foods on this particular map or this diet that are high in mod foods or low in mod foods, you can Google it. You can find them on the internet. It's pretty simple, easy research. So that's all I have for you guys this week. I will see you guys next time.